All right, y'all. It's study time once again. It's study time once again. Today we're going to look at Isaiah 3, and maybe we get into a little bit of 4. Actually, that's where I'm going, 4:1. That's where I'm going. But I want to give you some context of Isaiah 4:1. Are we ready to dig in? Let's dig in. Now, I am not a pastor. I am not a preacher. I am not. I'm just a person that reads various books, and at times I'll just read to see try to find my own understanding of this book, of these words. So if you don't agree with me, you share with me what you think this means. But I'm going to share with you my interpretation of these words. Okay? And I know that most preachers and pastors, they can't teach you this stuff. They can't dig into this kind of stuff because they have to teach stuff that, because they have their churches are filled with so many people, single parents. They have to deal with single moms issues, particularly single mothers. They have to deal with issues that deal with single motherhood. So they can't go into these type of lessons that would kind of give us parameters of how to live so we wouldn't even be in that situation. So I'm going to go into it, all right? Not, like I said, I'm not a preacher, not a pastor, not none of that. I'm just a brother trying to decipher this information to try to help people live better lives, okay? That's all I'm trying to do here. You don't agree with me? You don't agree with me. You can, by all means, come here and we can talk about what this actually means to you. Anyway, let's go. Where we at? Isaiah 3. 3:1. Let's do it. For behold, the Lord of hosts doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. Okay, so the Lord is hot at Jerusalem and Judah, right? So they obviously are doing things that the Lord did not want them to do. So the Lord said, okay, I'm going to take away your bread and your food and your water, right? Or have it done, right? We talking about Old Testament where God got busy, right? Anyway, number 2, verse 2, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient. So now the mighty man, the people that was, good governors, he taken away. The man of war, your warriors, they're gone. Your judge, they're gone. You can't get good guidance because you don't have a judge. Your prophet, take the prophet away. The prudent, the people that was smart enough to operate the city so it ran right. And the ancient, the wise, they took them all away, right? God, make sure they got taken all away. The captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator. So all of these people that help run these cities are being removed, right? Why? Because God is upset. His judgment is coming against Jerusalem and Judah. These are 2 cities that were supposed to be beacons of light, but anyway, they start doing their own thing. And I will give children to be their princes, and babies shall rule over them. What is that? I will give children to be their princes. That means that, okay, and babies shall rule over them. Okay, that means that you as the original man is now going to have to be ruled over by a new man. A new man cometh. So, a younger man. When I say younger, I mean younger as far as being on the planet. Not young in actual living years, but younger as in that species of human being is younger than the other human beings that have been here for millions of years and billions of years. They're younger than that, so they don't have the wisdom to rule like the other people that's been here, but they're gonna be put in charge over you because you doing all of this crazy stuff here. And the people shall be oppressed. Whew. Man, everyone by another. Sounds like someplace we know. And everyone by his neighbor. I mean, you're gonna be in a situation like kind of like in America where you can't trust nobody, right? Or trust is hard to it's hard to trust people. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient. Like I said, the new person on the planet is going to be he's going to proudly be against the Ancient of Days, which is the original man, and the base against the honorable. So the new people in charge going to be against the honorable people. That means if you honorable, you trying to tell the truth, they're going to be against you. They're going to suppress you. You go out there and say, hey, there's people dying of getting this poke. And other people, and then people going to say, they're going to be against you for saying that because they don't want the truth to come out. That a lot of people are not are very sensitive to that poke, right? It is what it is. Let's continue. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand. So he's going to take hold of his brother of the house of his father. Yeah, you're going to want at least a relative to take care of you, somebody close to you to take care of you. If it's going to go bad, at least let them help you, right? Let them be under them. But no, it ain't going down like that. This new person is coming, and they're going to run things, and it's going to be a whole nother ball game. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be a healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. Right? Who wants to hear the people crying for bread and water? Right? When they know, these people know they went against what God wanted for them. They went against it. So this stuff happened. Not as much, it's like, it's they created a situation where they was going to have this famine situation happen, right? And God just okayed it. Okay, stand back. Hey, y'all, I told y'all what to do, how to get it, so y'all got it going. But now y'all going to do all this stuff. The smart people are going to roll, and you're going to be left out there by yourself. Kind of like Detroit in the 1970s when the situation got set up to where the auto plants were leaving, Detroit and Pittsburgh and all of these different places like that. Once that happened, all of the smart people left because there ain't no money there. So now they left. They went other places. So now your city goes to ruin. When if you would listen to the God, you would have been able to save your city. Right? All right. But nobody wants to be in charge of a sinking ship, right? For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen. So now they say, hey, Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen. Why? Why is Jerusalem ruined and Judah is fallen? Because they was not doing what God wanted them to do. And God told them, hey, this is what's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. It ain't like God got to come in and do something. I mean, it's already happening. If you know what I'm saying? If you have a certain amount of water and you're not conservative with that water, eventually the water's going to run out, right? Now what are you going to do? I mean, God tried to tell them how to operate their business, but they didn't want to listen. Because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord to provoke the eyes of his glory. Yeah. God's like, man, okay, you want to do your own thing? Cool. You walking out of the glory by doing what you want to do. Now I'm getting to the point about women, so just hang tight with me. Hang tight with me. The shoe of their countenance doeth witness against them. So this sounds like kind of like how America is in different pockets, in different places. I'm not saying the whole of America, but a lot of America is like this, right? The shoe of their countenance does witness against them. Man, you can see it on their face, right? You can see they're not happy people. And they declare their sin as Sodom, right? So according to this book, their sin is they declared their sin as Sodom, meaning they were open with it. Hey, this is what we doing. Just like in Sodom, hey, they was open with men sleeping with men. They was open with it. According to this book, they was open with it. Hey, so how they was open with men sleeping with men in Sodom, hey, these people in Jerusalem and Judah, they got so off the hook. They was just like, man, they hide it not, right? We don't have to hide it. We don't even have to hide it no more. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Sounds like America, right? On a lot of fronts. As for my people, children are their oppressors. Meaning you got this new person on the planet, they become the oppressors of the people, of the ancient. And women rule over them. Hey, brother, let me ask you something. Who's running your household now? Huh? Who's running your household now? Probably your woman, right? And this is what they say: happy life, happy wife, happy life, right? Here it is right here. Here it is right here. In two fallen cities, one of the reasons why, same thing happened to the Romans and the Greeks, but one of the reasons why is women are ruling over them. This is not my writings. Brother Clarence, how could you say that? This is not my writings. This is writings of men inspired to write this by the God of the universe. Okay? So take it up with the author, not me. O my people, they which led thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. So basically, hey, y'all listen to the wrong people. You back the wrong horse. A lot of these women, they back the wrong man, right? Look at Nicki Minaj. Perfect example. Look at, what's that sister? Terry McMillan. Vivica Fox. And we could go on and on. Just backing the wrong dude. Not doing a correct investigation and not sticking to the program of I'm going to do right. I'm going to be right no matter what, right? Let's keep, 13 minutes. Let's keep going. The Lord standeth up to plead. The Lord standeth up to plead and standeth to judge the people. What did the Lord plead? Hey, I love you. I want you guys to do right. Do right. And this won't happen. These bad things won't happen to you. But they kept on. So now you got to judge them. You got to say, hey, you know what? A certain amount of them, I got to, this is going to happen. And I can't, the punishment's got to fit the crime. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people. So it's the ancients of his people that messed up. So now he's going to judge them and the princes thereof. And he's going to judge the new people that came in too. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. Meaning that they don't take care of the poor. They take advantage of the poor. They take advantage of the poor. Poor in knowledge and poor in money. They take advantage of them. They don't help them. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor. Meaning that, man, you just oppress them so much. Why do you do this? So he's saying, why you do this? What are you doing this for? What's the whole point in doing this? Said the Lord God of the hosts. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty. Holy smokes. Now we coming down to it. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes with stretched forth necks. I mean, they can never get no. They always looking for a newer, better model. If they got a man, they're out there. They got their neck out there looking for a newer, better model. And wanting eyes, their eyes are always looking for something new to jump to. Right? Grass always green on the other side. They're never satisfied. They're never, content with what the Lord has given them, and try to work with that and make that better. Walking and mincing as they go. What do you mean walking and mincing as they go? That means they walking and talking ish everywhere they go. Everywhere they go, they cause an issue. Sound like some kind of women we know, bringing it really home, and making a tinkling with their feet, right? What you mean they're making a tinkling with their feet? It means there's a problem wherever they go. They make noise wherever they go, right? They're always making noise. They can't never just walk into it. They have to make an entrance when they walk into a room, right? They can never just go into a room unseen, unheard, or go into a place. Therefore, the Lord will smite a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. What do you mean? Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head with the daughters of Zion. What do you mean? What do you mean? That means that they're gonna have something. What's a scab? A scar, right? Remnants of an injury, right? It's the remnant. It's an injury that's healing up. So the Lord's gonna put a scab on them, but you got to rip the scab off for the injury to actually heal all the way. The scab's got to go. Who's going to be able to rip the scab that the Lord put on? The Lord himself going to have to rip that scab off. So what's the scab? On the crown of the head. It's inside. The scab is inside. It's their thinking. He's going to put something in their thinking that's going to always have them having this issue until they come back to him. When they come back to him, then he can take that scab off of them. But if they don't never come back to them, that scab's going to stay there. And the Lord will discover their secret parts. Meaning, it don't matter what you're going to do. It don't matter what you're going to do. The Lord will figure it out. God's going to figure it out. Right? I'm talking about black women in particular, right? Your secret part. What secret parts? What you out there doing that's so secret? But see, you know why he going to discover your secret parts? Because there's plagues out here that you got to deal with. STDs, unplanned pregnancies, HIV, all kind of different stuff that you got to have to deal with. That Lord's going to figure that stuff out and may give that information to other men, right? Telepathically, however he do it, or just watching you move. See, it's not going to pay to not be a good woman. It's not going to pay, moving forward, it's just not going to pay to not be a good woman. I mean, it'll pay in gold and silver, but it ain't going to pay in true riches, which is way more than gold and silver. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, right? They want to get attention, so they make sure they make a lot of noise when they come in the room. And their cows and their round tires like the moon, right? So they're not going to be looking as tight as they was at a certain point, right? They think they got it going on, but eventually their bodies are going to open, their body, push out a couple of babies, deal with a couple of knuckleheads for a couple of years. You're gonna see it on their faces. They're gonna start blowing up and coming apart. The chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tables and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. I mean, man, all this stuff is gone. Once you hook up with bad dudes, this stuff is gonna be gone from you. Eventually, you're gonna be on the other side of the Lord, and this stuff is gonna just start falling away from you. It shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. Instead of sweet smell, there should be stink. So instead of you smelling like, oh man, like a rose all the time, you be kept up all the time, you're not going to smell good because you fell in with the wrong crowd. You're going to stink instead of smell good. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well-set hair, baldness. Instead of well-set hair, baldness. That sounds like some women we know, man. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth. See, you ain't going to be able to hide your stomach. You're going to look like you got a potato sack, right? Where the breast is just resting there, right? And burning instead of beauty. So, obviously, God is mad with the men, and he's also mad at the women for going out and getting these kind of women, going out and getting these kind of men. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. So they're going to lose. They're going to go to war and they're going to lose. Why they going to lose when they go to war? Because they don't have the proper backing. They don't have the proper inside. They don't have the proper drive and motivation to win the war, because God isn't doing right by God isn't their motivation. Their motivation is to get rich. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground. Talking about the cities of Jerusalem and Judah, right? And we're talking about the daughters of those cities, right? And her gates shall lament, and she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground. Meaning the women following these crazy ass men, you gonna be desolate. You're gonna be desolate. I can't find no man. I can't find no good man. You're gonna be desolate. All the men are bad. All the men are bad. You're gonna be desolate because you was following them. There's good men out here, but you don't want no good man. You don't want no good man. And like I follow a content creator called the Crimson Pride. Anyway, good sister, man. I forgot the name of it. Let me look it up right here. Hold on, y'all. All right, I found it. The Crimson Cure. Good sister, man. Got a lot of good content. Go check her out, The Crimson Cure. And sister was saying that, a lot of our sisters have a narrative. We know the names of the sisters that's always on us saying that black men divest. Okay, we get it, right? They've had such poor experiences with black men that they say, hey, divest, whatever that means. But you know what? And they do it in like the rest of us as black men are going to be like, wait, no, don't divest. No, you and anybody that's going to follow you into that situation, have at it. Go ahead, divest. Go good for you. Good for you. Anyway, you let us know how that's gonna work out in 20 years. Anyway, let's do it. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, so she's desolate. This woman is desolate. The daughters of Zion. They would never be. They thought they would never see no problems, right? They just talking hardy, walking hardy, like they just, you know, the ish. But God got to do is snap His fingers, man. But He don't really have to do nothing. If you back the wrong person, God ain't got to do nothing. That situation gonna develop into what it's gonna develop into. Uh, okay. So let's get to the nitty gritty of what I wanted to get to, which was Isaiah 4:1. That's what I really wanted. This is what I really wanted. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. And in that day, check it out. When the women get so desolate and so desperate, they get so desolate and so desperate. In that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. I'll take care of my own self. I'll work. I'll have a job. I'll take care of my own self and wear our own apparel. Hey, you ain't got to go take me shopping nowhere. I'll buy my own clothes. Only let us be called by thy name. Or just marry me. Just take me under your wing to take away our reproach. That means that they got such a stigma about, like, men will not approach them to marry them because of the situation, one situation or another, that they say, hey, we don't care that you got other women. We don't care. That's the least of our problems. The biggest problem we got is that men of value, men of means are not approaching us and not trying to be with us. Therefore, we are just simply at the whim of bad men. Bad men can come and take advantage of us because we don't have no good men in our lives. And even a piece of a good man is better than a whole of a bad man. I need to write that one down. That was some real game right there. A piece of a good man is better than a whole of a bad man. But these sisters are finding this out a little too late. Anyway, this was what I was coming to. 7 women will take a hold of one man. Is this the Brother Clarence Bible? No. This is the King James Bible. This is the Bible. Brother Clarence didn't write this. Brother Clarence is just reading it out loud. I'm reading stuff that your pastor can't read to you because you paying for his Lamborghini. If he reads this stuff to you, you're going to leave his church and go somewhere else. So I have to read it because you ain't paying me. I'm just doing it because I want to help you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you the game. But you don't believe me. You won't believe me by myself. So I got to get a reference point for you and show you that there's a guy so smart, he's seen this a long time ago and tried to put it into words so that you could understand it. All right? It's not me. It's not what I wish for you. I don't wish. This stuff was written way before I was born. So it's not more about what I wish or I'm trying to drive the point into I'm not trying to drive nothing. And on that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man. It's like I said, so many women out here. The women are so abundant. Why are they so abundant, Brother Clint? Because, like I said, back in the 80s and the 70s and 80s, before you really got a hold to these government programs and the womenist movement, if you had a problem in a marriage, you worked it out. Women were incentivized to work it out. They didn't want to be out there by themselves. Now, because of the womenist movement and because of the media and whatever and the government programs, It's uh, much more incentives for a woman to not work something out in a relationship. And because of social media, that a woman used to have to get all her attention from a marriage. Now she don't have to get her attention from a marriage. She can get her attention from social media. So you don't need a man for that anymore. You used to have to get your sustenance and protection from a man. You don't need that anymore. All you got to just pick up the phone and call 911. So you don't need a man to protect you. With not a man living in the house to protect you. That's what you need a man for. Just procreation, right? But a good man is what you need. We all need good men in our lives. Men and women, we need good men in our lives. A good man is worth 100 times his weight in gold. A good woman is worth twice her weight in gold. A good man is worth 100 times his weight in gold. Think that over. Think that over. One last time. And in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man. 7. 7 women will take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. Hey, I'm not going to be no problem. I make my own money. I buy my own clothes. We will wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by their name. Just marry me. Put me under your tutelage. Put me under your wing. Why? Why? Because if you marry me and you put me under your wing, that'll take away the scarlet letter off of me. That for some reason men don't want to marry me. But this man is going to say to you, well, hey, if you want me to do that, you got to go through a total body cleanse. You got to go through a cleanse. You got to clean all them other men out of your system. And we got to have to sit down and talk about how we going to operate this situation. That's why you come to somebody like me, where I can sit down with you and your future missus and break down to you what to expect in a marriage if you want to get married. And I can show you how to protect yourself financially. There's no way to protect yourself emotionally from things in life. Things in life is going to happen. The best you can do is go through it with holding on to the hand of God. That's the best you can do. There's no way to say, I can protect you. Or, well, you can protect yourself by just not doing what human beings are supposed to do, which is connect with each other. You can just not connect with people. But why would you want other people to connect with you if you're not open to being connected with them? And I'm cool with you not connected with me, but don't come to me. Go be with other people that don't want to be connected. Dig that. Anyway, what do y'all think? Am I crazy? Is the Bible crazy? King James crazy? Is Isaiah crazy? Was Isaiah crazy? Remember, Brother Clarence didn't write this. Brother Clarence, this was all written down before Brother Clarence even came onto the scene. If any of this is wrong, if I've interpreted it wrong, or you think I interpreted it wrong, step up to the plate. Come on, let's talk about it. We'll discuss it on a live stream. All right. Till then, y'all be good. Take care of yourself. And you women, go get a cleanse. Go get a cleanse. You've been dating men you've been dating men, multiple men, and your dating life. And there's a reason why you ain't married. And that's what we pushing here. We trying to make you a wife. I'm trying to take you and make you a wife. If you're a woman, I want you to be a wife. I don't want you to be a jump off, a hood rat, a hood booger, whatever they say. I don't want you to be that. I want you to be somebody's wife. So if that's what you want to do, and if that's what you understand what's needed to be done to be that, and if you don't, contact me. I'll let you know. But if that's, we would take away your reproach, take away your dishonor, then let us do that by making you a wife. All right? Because everything else is just talking. Just talking. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Oh, never be the aggressor, brother. Never be the aggressor.